So, before James Cameron brings 3D back from the dead, only for Hollywood to do what it did before and overexploit it to hell, I'm taking a look back at one of the strangest 3D movies to have come out during this period, A Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. The Harold and Kumar series has never been a comedy series that I've been a major fan of, but it's a series that I admire because it takes insanely simple ideas and turns them into some of the most insane comedies you can think of. So, seeing them not only make a Christmas movie, but a 3D Christmas movie, my curiosity was definitely intrigued. Now, this film came out when I was 11, so I wasn't able to see the movie in theaters in 3D, nor do I have a 3D TV. I don't even think they make those anymore. So I had to watch this in standard 2D, and man was this a weird-ass experience. A lot of people forget, but at the time this film came out, almost every movie was in 3D.
In Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D.
DreamWorks Shrek Forever After in 3D. DreamWorks Megamind in 3D. Piranha 3 Double D.
It's clear that because of the success of Avatar that studios wanted to cash in on the 3D trend, and while there were films that utilized it very well, there were very obviously the films that used it just as a gimmick. I'm very happy now that if any film is made in 3D, it's not used as a gimmick like it was before, but it's used to enhance the movie even further. Not every 3D movie is great, but there have been some surprisingly good ones recently that went unnoticed. That being said, it is a very strange and surreal experience to watch a movie in 2D that was specifically designed to be viewed in 3D. And I don't just mean the 3D gags and stuff, and Lord knows there's plenty of that here, but it's also surreal in the way it was shot. See, when Avatar came out, it had to create a new version of 3D that wasn't the standard red and blue cardboard glasses. So, because the technology was still new and not everyone knew how to master it yet, you'd get films like this that really don't look good. Any scene in the daytime has this overexposed blue look to it, and any scene when it's a standard two-shot back-and-forth conversation has this weird look of focus around the characters. With 3D, you have to film stuff with a lot more light leading because 3D makes the film appear darker. I tried to find info on how they shot this film, but I wasn't able to. Most likely, they filmed this using 3D cameras, and those are an entirely different beast from your standard film camera. Nowadays, most films that come out in 3D have been converted in post-production and were filmed on standard cameras. They look far better now than they did back then, and after seeing this film, I am very happy we moved away from those cameras. Interesting enough, I think this is a really interesting time capsule of a film. Seeing a movie know 3D can be a gimmick and completely exploiting it and having fun poking at it is a lot of fun to see. So many films back then really tried to make it seem like this is the most immersive thing ever made, and while that can be true in the right hands, most often for a while it was just a gimmick. So for Harold and Kumar to basically make fun of all those films was a lot of fun to see. So, aside from the 3D, how was the movie itself? Honestly, not too bad. Obviously, with a lot of comedies from the 2000s through early 2010s, there's going to be humor that doesn't land today, and that is true here, but it was far less than I expected. There can be some really funny gags and jokes here, and a lot of them work because of how well John Cho and Kal Penn work together. These two have fantastic chemistry with one another and are able to take jokes that shouldn't work and find some pretty hilarious ways to make them land. Like with every Harold and Kumar movie, it starts with the simple premise of Harold needing to get a new Christmas tree after he and Kumar burn his down so he can impress his father-in-law, and it quickly turns into a movie about outrunning the Russian mob, getting high on cocaine and becoming a stop-motion movie, and shooting down Santa Claus. To see what insane things would happen next to them was one of my favorite things to see unfold while watching this movie, and I hope sometime in the future we get another one. That being said, there's some story elements that either don't really work or need a bit more to them. The thing with the Russian mob is sadly not as big or as insane as you'd want it to be, and they don't even interact with the head of the mob, so it feels like a wasted opportunity. Also, Kumar has this one really annoying friend that's in the movie, and every time he was on screen, I just wished he would go away. Also, Neil Patrick Harris just stealing this scene in this was comedic gold. Does he need to be in this? Not at all, but it makes the film so much better for it. As a Christmas movie, it's a pretty insane one, but one that I think is worth the watch. Sure, not every joke works and there's some story elements that could be better or changed, but overall, A Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas is well worth your time. If not for the insanity it brings, then for the strange time capsule of a 3D movie that it is. If you've seen this in 3D, whether it be back when it was in theaters or at home, let me know what it is like. I'm genuinely curious how much it adds to the experience of this film.